I said, "This is Intervlog, your #1 home of Pan-African pride, sovereignty, and revolutionary excitement."
We have been told lies for decades. We were told that the West, that France came to bring development. But what did they bring? They brought chains for our hands, laws for our lands that served them, not us.
The young, dynamic, courageous, and visionary president of Burkina Faso. Today, we are not here to speak about politics. We are not here to speak about empty promises. We are here to speak about concrete, tangible infrastructure projects. Roads, airports, factories, energy plants, agro-industrial complexes that you can touch, see, and feel. We are here to celebrate how Traoré is literally laying the bricks of a new Burkina Faso, and, by extension, a new Africa. So sit tight, grab your seat, because this ride will leave you shouting "Wow!" over and over again. 1. Ouagadougou-Donson International Airport, gateway to a new Burkina Faso. Let us begin with the sky, because greatness always begins with vision that soars. Burkina Faso is currently constructing the Ouagadougou-Donson International Airport, a state-of-the-art facility that is set to replace the old Ouagadougou Airport. And my people, let me tell you, this is not just an airport. It is a symbol of sovereignty, connectivity, and ambition. Projected to handle over 1 million passengers annually, this new airport is being built to international standards. Wow, imagine it. Modern terminals, expanded runways, cargo facilities, hotels, and logistics hubs that will make Burkina Faso not just a landlocked country, but a land-linked hub in West Africa. They used to say Burkina Faso is small, Burkina Faso is poor, Burkina Faso is trapped. But Ibrahim Torore is showing that with vision, no country is too small to dream big. In fact, he is turning Burkina Faso into a regional hub for aviation and commerce. Parable. A bird with broken wings may struggle to fly, but once its wings are healed, it soars higher than ever before. This airport is the healing of Burkina Faso's wings. It is the runway of sovereignty. It is the launchpad of Pan-African pride. 2. National Gold Refinery, turning dust into wealth. Now let us move from the skies to the earth. Beneath Burkina Faso's soil lies one of the richest deposits of gold in Africa. But for decades, foreign companies extracted it raw and shipped it abroad, leaving crumbs for the Burkinabe people. Traoré said, "No more." In November 2023, he launched the National Gold Refinery in Ouagadougou. This refinery processes 400 kilograms of gold daily. Wow, that is nearly half a ton every single day, right here in Burkina Faso. Do you know what that means? It means no more shipping raw gold to Europe for peanuts. It means refining, branding, and exporting value-added gold products. It means jobs for 100 direct workers and 5,000 indirect ones. It means foreign reserves for the Burkinabe state. It means sovereignty. Parable. If you own a mango tree, but sell the fruit before it ripens, you will always remain hungry. But if you allow the mango to ripen and process it into juice, jam, and dried snacks, you will feed not only yourself, but an entire village. That is exactly what Traoré is doing with gold. He is turning dust into wealth. Wow! This refinery is not just a factory, it is a statement. Burkina Faso will no longer be a raw material slave. Burkina Faso will be an industrial power. 3. Moulin Double Star Wheat Flour Plant, Gampela. Bread of sovereignty. Now let us move to food, because no nation is free if it cannot feed itself. In February 2025, Ibrahim Torore inaugurated the Moulin Double Star Wheat Flour Plant in Gampela, east of Ouagadougou. Costing over 15 billion CFA francs, this ultra-modern plant produces massive quantities of wheat flour to feed the nation and reduce dependence on imports. For decades, Burkina Faso imported flour from Europe and North Africa. But today, thanks to Traoré's leadership, the bread we eat will be baked from Burkinabe wheat, milled by Burkinabe workers, and sold under Burkinabe brands. Wow! Can you imagine the pride of seeing a baguette, a cake, or pasta made entirely from Burkina Faso's land? This is what we call sovereignty on a plate. A man who depends on his neighbor for daily bread will never be free. True freedom begins when your own field produces your bread. That is what Traoré has done. He has given Burkina Faso its daily bread through its own industry. Number 4. Sobto Tomato Paste Factory. From farms to African markets, food sovereignty does not stop at wheat. Let's talk about tomatoes. Burkina Faso has fertile land for tomato cultivation, but for years, imported tomato paste from Italy and China flooded African markets, while Burkinabe farmers struggled. Under Traoré, the Sobto Tomato Paste Factory was established in Bobo Dioulasso and Yako. Powered by the tractors, irrigation pumps, and fertilizers distributed by the government, farmers now produce tomatoes at industrial scale. These tomatoes are processed into paste, locally canned, and sold not just in Burkina Faso, but in West African markets. Wow! Burkina Faso now competes with Italy and China in tomato paste production. This is no small feat. This is industrial revolution in real time. Parable. Why should a man buy shoes from abroad when he has a skilled shoemaker in his own village? Traoré has reminded us that the solutions are always at home. Number 5. National roads and highways expansion. An airport without roads is like a palace without doors. Traoré understands this. That is why his government has launched a massive road infrastructure program. Key highways under construction and rehabilitation include Boromo Bobo Dioulasso Road, Kupela Fada and Gourma Road, rural feeder roads connecting farms to markets. These roads are not just asphalt, they are arteries of economic life. They connect farmers to consumers, villages to towns, and Burkina Faso to its neighbors. Wow! Imagine the trucks carrying flour from Gampela, tomatoes from Yako, gold from Ouagadougou, and cement from Sisinob, all moving smoothly on these new highways. This is how you build an economy. Parable. A tree with strong roots must also have strong branches. Roads are the branches that spread prosperity from the roots of production to the fruits of consumption. Number 6. Biogas and renewable energy plants. No nation can industrialize without power. That is why Traoré has invested in biogas and renewable energy projects. The plan includes a 10-megawatt biogas plant in Ouagadougou serving 100,000 homes, a 5-megawatt biogas plant in Bobo Dioulasso serving 50,000 homes, a $100 million investment over 5 years for renewable energy expansion. Wow! Imagine turning waste into electricity, villages into power hubs, and cities into centers of clean energy. Parable. The sun does not send a bill for shining, and the wind does not demand rent for blowing. A wise leader uses nature's gifts to power his people. That is exactly what Traoré is doing. Number 7. Sisinob Cement Plant. Let us now talk about building materials. For years, Burkina Faso imported cement at high prices. But in 2025, Traoré inaugurated the Sisinob Cement Plant, a China-backed factory producing 2,000 tons per day. This plant is not only reducing construction costs, but also fueling housing projects, roads, schools, and hospitals. Cement is the backbone of infrastructure, and Burkina Faso now has its own backbone. Wow! The very dust beneath the feet of Burkinabe people has been transformed into the concrete that builds their future. Parable. If you want to build a house, do not beg your neighbor for bricks. Make your own. Number 8. Textile industry revival. Faso Fani and cotton plants. Burkina Faso is one of the largest cotton producers in Africa. Yet for decades, raw cotton was exported abroad while the local textile industry collapsed. Traoré said, "No more." He revived the legendary Faso Fani textile factory, along with new cotton processing plants in Bobo Dioulasso and Ouagadougou. This means jobs, fashion, and national pride. Judges in courts now wear Faso Dan Fani, replacing colonial gowns. This is more than fabric. It is identity, culture, and sovereignty woven into cloth. Wow! Burkina Faso is dressing itself with its own cotton. Number 9. Hydro-agricultural infrastructure. Solenzo, Samandani, Banzone, etc. Water is life. Food security depends on irrigation. That is why Traoré has invested heavily in hydro-agricultural infrastructure. Projects include irrigation schemes in Solenzo for wheat and potatoes, the Samandeni Dam project with floating cage fish farming under the PESA project, the Banzan Plains project for rice and wheat cultivation. These projects turn rivers into bread baskets, dams into fish farms, and plains into wheat fields. Wow, Burkina Faso is feeding itself and exporting food to Africa. Parable: he who controls water controls life. He who irrigates his fields never fears famine. Number 10. Ultra-modern mobile field hospital. Finally, let us talk about health, because no infrastructure revolution is complete without caring for those who defend the nation. Traoré handed over the Bobo Dioulasso University Hospital, an ultra-modern mobile field hospital, to the Ministry of Defense. This hospital has operating theaters, intensive care units, and rapid deployment capacity. It ensures that wounded soldiers receive the best care directly from the battlefield to recovery. Wow. This is dignity for soldiers, honor for the nation, and proof that Traoré values every Burkinabe life. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Thank you.
By BBC News Africa on August 21, 2025. In it, French analyst Bruno Jaffray delivers a sharp critique of Burkina Faso's president, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, accusing him of trying to imitate the late revolutionary leader Thomas Sankara. So sit back and stay with us as we bring you the full story. Main script. The BBC article opens with this question. Captain Ibrahim Traoré behind the anti-imperialist rhetoric, how can he be compared to Thomas Sankara? Now 3 years after coming to power through a coup on September 30, 2022, Captain Traoré, widely known as IB, remains highly popular, particularly among Africa's youth. His sharp speeches, red beret, gloved hands, and ever-present neck warmer have helped him project the image of a soldier close to the people, much like the revolutionary icon Thomas Sankara, assassinated in 1987. Independent Burkinabe analyst Wendiam Hervé Lankwanda notes that Traoré borrows from Sankara's style, using plain, accessible language and calling for national sovereignty, integrity, and patriotism. Both men share nationalist and anti-imperialist rhetoric, along with a desire to foster local development. But according to Bruno Jaffray, the leading biographer of Sankara, Traoré's so-called anti-imperialism is more anti-French than truly anti-imperialist. Unlike Sankara, Traoré has signed agreements with the IMF and World Bank, which Jaffray sees as a major departure from Sankara's revolutionary stance. Still, analysts acknowledge similarities. Traoré's fight against jihadist insurgencies relies heavily on grassroots mobilization through the Volunteers for the Defense of the Fatherland, VDP, a strategy that echoes Sankara's reliance on mass participation. Both leaders have also spoken of building an endogenous economy with efforts to promote local industry and homegrown development. However, their political backgrounds set them apart. Sankara spent years immersed in Marxist thought and political organizing before seizing power. By contrast, Traoré came to leadership with no deep political training, relying instead on professional communicators to shape his revolutionary image. Sankara also governed with collective structures such as the National Council of the Revolution, CNR, and Committees for the Defense of the Revolution, CDR, bodies that allowed for structured, if controlled, political debate. Under Traoré, no such institutions exist. Instead, his power appears concentrated, supported mainly by newly created civil society, organizations and loyal street movements, often with little ideological foundation beyond anti-French sentiment.